Alright, let's dive into something that's both mind-blowing and incredibly hopeful, the story of Redonda, a tiny island that went from a barren wasteland to a thriving ecosystem in just a few years. But here's the kicker, it didn't happen because of some massive human intervention or fancy technology. It happened because we simply got out of nature's way. Personally, I think this story is a masterclass in humility. It shows us that sometimes, the best thing we can do for the planet is just stop messing with it. So, picture this, Redonda, a volcanic island near Antigua and Barbuda, was basically a ghost of its former self. Stripped of vegetation, overrun by invasive goats and rats, it looked more like a moonscape than a Caribbean paradise. What many people don't realize is that this wasn't just a natural disaster, it was a man-made one. Mining, overgrazing, and the introduction of invasive species turned this once lush island into a barren rock. But here's where it gets fascinating. In 2017, conservationists decided to remove over 6,000 rats and a bunch of starving goats. And within just 2 years, the island's vegetation exploded. We're talking a 20-fold increase, and the population of ground lizards went up 8-fold. It's like the island took a deep breath and said, "Finally, I can heal." What makes this really interesting is the speed of the recovery. Scientists thought it would take 5 years to see significant changes. But nature said, "Hold my beer." Within months, plants started sprouting, birds returned, and the island went from brown to green. If you take a step back and think about it, this isn't just a feel-good story, it's a powerful reminder of how resilient ecosystems can be when we stop putting pressure on them. Now, let's talk about the goats and rats for a second. Those goats weren't just eating plants, they were preventing an entire ecosystem from recovering. And the rats? They were decimating bird eggs, insects, and reptiles. Together, they were a 1-2 punch that kept Redonda stuck in a cycle of degradation. Removing them wasn't easy. Imagine trying to catch goats on a steep volcanic island or eradicate thousands of rats. But the effort was worth it. What this really suggests is that sometimes, the most effective conservation strategy is subtraction, not addition. One thing that immediately stands out is how little humans actually had to do after the invasive species were gone. There was no massive replanting effort, no artificial ecosystems, just nature doing its thing. In my opinion, this is where the real lesson lies. We didn't rebuild Redonda, we just gave it the space to rebuild itself. And that's a huge shift in how we think about conservation. Instead of trying to control or fix everything, maybe we should focus on removing the obstacles that prevent nature from thriving. This raises a deeper question: how many other places could recover like Redonda if we just got out of the way? Invasive species are one of the biggest threats to biodiversity, especially on islands. But Redonda shows us that the solution doesn't have to be complicated. It's not about doing more, it's about doing less harm. A detail I find fascinating is the return of the birds. Redonda seabirds, like brown boobies and frigate birds, started nesting again once the rats were gone. These birds rely on islands as safe havens, but invasive predators often make that impossible. Seeing them come back is a testament to how interconnected ecosystems are. When one piece heals, it creates a ripple effect that benefits everything else. From my perspective, Redonda's story is also a cautionary tale. The island's recovery is remarkable, but it's fragile. If rats or goats return, all this progress could be undone. That's why long-term monitoring and biosecurity are so crucial. It's not enough to fix the problem once, we have to make sure it stays fixed. So, what's the takeaway here? Personally, I think Redonda is a beacon of hope in a world where environmental news often feels bleak. It's a reminder that nature is far more resilient than we give it credit for, if we just let it be. This isn't about humans saving the planet, it's about humans stepping aside so the planet can save itself. As I wrap this up, I'm left with one big question for all of us: what if we applied this lesson on a larger scale? What if we looked at other damaged ecosystems and asked, what do we need to remove to let nature heal? Redonda's story isn't just about one island, it's about the potential for renewal everywhere. And that, my friends, is something worth thinking about. So, what do you think? Is Redonda's recovery a one-off miracle, or a blueprint for how we can help the planet heal? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this as fascinating as I did, hit that like button and subscribe for more stories that make you think differently about the world. Cheers!